All right, guys, let's look at the election. If it were to happen today, what would happen? How would it happen? Why would it happen? Let's look at some polls. Let's do some thoughts and think some things. So first and foremost, my map has shifted probably more in this election cycle than in the last two. Now, I wasn't really thinking about this back when it was Clinton, although back when it was Clinton versus Trump, I did predict that Clinton was going to win. I don't remember what states I thought she might have won, but irregardless. Now, back when it was Biden in 2020, I had predicted quite confidently, although I should have been more careful, that the final result was going to look something like this. Because the polls had Biden up by like 6, 7, or 8 points in some places, and he was absolutely running the table across the map. And I was even thinking there's a possibility he wins Texas. Now, eventually, he ended up losing Texas. Things sort of reverted back to their mean. Florida got stronger for Trump with Latino and Latina support. And North Carolina also went to Donald Trump. This was the final map we took and received, and it took several days to get there, but this was the final map. Okay. Then we're looking towards 2024, and the polling was collapsing horrendously for Biden. He was down in Pennsylvania by several points, down in Michigan, down in Wisconsin, down in Georgia, down in Arizona, and down in Nevada, and was starting to lose support in places like Minnesota, Maine, New Hampshire, to name a few more. It was looking, Virginia, to add another one. It was looking absolutely devastating for Biden. He was starting to lose almost the entire map, except for the strongest of strongholds that you could imagine. Okay. Then miraculously, he drops out. He gets pushed out, gets forced out, however you want to put it. Kamala comes in, and there's an immediate sort of rebounding in terms of the solid or leaning blue states. Come on. So those rebounded, but what am I missing here? New Hampshire. Okay. So, and Minnesota. Right. So she rebounded. A lot of the states that were safe came back to her. But there was still this question of, is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough? Is she politically talented enough? Is this going to be an inspiring enough campaign to take back the momentum, right? To swing things back in her favor? My honest initial thoughts were no, that there were stronger candidates, but I have slowly been proved wrong as she surged in momentum, and she has been picking away at Donald Trump's lead slowly but surely. We just had this debate, and this is just a broad overview of the national landscape. Kamala Harris is jumping out to a 6 point lead in this particular poll that is outside of the margin of error. This is among likely voters, 2,200 approximately. Again, that's the national vote. There's never been really a question as to whether or not Kamala will win the popular vote. That seems certain at this point. The question then comes down to the individual states. So, where does she stand in terms of her support in these states, and what's likely to happen? Now, Nevada, starting with Nevada. Nevada has been won by Democrats in the last several election cycles. Um, Her support is pretty equal to what we've seen in the last elections, and I don't think it's going to change. So I feel pretty comfortable putting Kamala Harris in the Nevada column, or putting Nevada in Kamala Harris's column, whichever way you want to put it. I feel comfortable with that. I also feel comfortable putting Michigan. This was one of the safer states that Biden won in 2020. Kamala is polling relatively well in Michigan. She is maintaining several points lead. The polling there in the last several cycles has been fairly accurate. Okay. Still not a perfect outcome for Kamala. In terms of Arizona, does Kamala flip Arizona? Actually, I think she does not flip Arizona. My understanding, my feeling is that Arizona is close enough, and it being a border state that is not traditionally a blue state, there will be enough, shall we say, anger with regards to the issue of immigration that will drive support in the other direction. And I think Trump will win Arizona this time. Florida, I believe, will be closer than it was last time. However, I believe it being now Trump's home state, I believe it's safe to say he will win Florida. Wisconsin, Joe Biden won last time, and I think that Kamala will lose Wisconsin this time. It was very, very close last time. The polling in Wisconsin has been absolutely abysmal. Every time it shows the Democrat up by 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 points, and they end up winning by, a few thousand or losing by a few thousand. The polling is much closer this time. I just think that there is a hidden Trump vote in Wisconsin that nobody knows how to reach in polling. And I think that Trump is going to end up winning Wisconsin. Okay. What about Pennsylvania? Let's wait for Pennsylvania. Now, I believe that Kamala is going to win in Georgia. Now, I think she connects enough with the demographic there, large African American population, that I believe demographically she will do a lot better in Georgia. I think she will repeat the success that Joe Biden had. The polling is very similar to how it was last time. Democrats have been strong there in the Senate races. They've won multiple times, back to back to back. And I believe that momentum continues in Georgia's favor. Okay. Still, this would only put it at 264 to 274 if Trump were to win Pennsylvania as well as North Carolina. So therein lies the ultimate question. Who wins these two states is basically going to win the election, right? Now, there are multiple different combinations of things that could potentially happen. My feelings are that it is very possible that Kamala Harris actually does win North Carolina, and it is also very possible that she wins in Pennsylvania. Now, for the purpose of this prediction, I'm going to be generous and say that I think Trump will win North Carolina. I don't think he is going to win Pennsylvania. And this is my official election prediction for this moment. I believe Kamala will end up losing in Wisconsin. I believe she will lose in Arizona, lose in Florida, and not hold on to North Carolina. I believe she holds Georgia and holds Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Nevada for a 283 to 255 electoral vote victory. So that is essentially my thoughts for now. We have about 55 days to go in this election. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel about the particular polling here. And just for a quick snapshot of how close this thing is. Oh, well, this is, I guess, an old poll. We were looking for something else, but anyway, never mind. Let me know, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.